Welcome back everybody to the Nine Dragons in Hong Kong. Second day, 50 kilometers. We had the race start 45 minutes ago at 7:30 local time, and we are now at checkpoint 1 at the beginning of this Wu Tip Shan path, and we are waiting for the first runners to appear here. We do not know exactly when they will appear, so bear with us if it takes till 5 to maybe 10 minutes, who knows. But it might also come very soon because there are some very fast runners in the field, as we talked about already in our live stream of the start an hour ago. This is the checkpoint. We can have a quick look at the checkpoint itself. We are 11 kilometers into the race in Van Ling, that's the name of the place here. And that first section is not that hard. That's why we're also expecting the runners to appear quite soon already. Steve Carr also here. And we'll be heading towards the little tunnel here where the runners will come out of. And then we will see, we expect of course the 50k solo runners to appear first. Stingray, John Reonifa, Isatre Master Champion, Godwin, Mira, Rizky Kurniawan, Casey Chan from Hong Kong also. Casey Chan is a famous runner here in Hong Kong, has not really competed in ATM so far, but we expect him to be here as well. And this is where the runners will come out of.
Yeah.
You will be doing the
timing.
Timing, exactly.
Oh, you're the one that Isha Trail Master?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I always see watch your blog.
Yeah, and now
Isha
you're
Trail
in it
Master.
yourself.
Yeah.
And now you're in it yourself. Who's your favorite for today?
Stingray, of course.
Stingray,
I'm
yeah.
from Philippines, so
Yeah.
cheers for Stingray.
Yeah. What about all the others? Angelica Balo, Ani Macaneras.
I'm not really familiar with them because they're from Philippines, so...
You live in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
from Filtra, right?
No, not.
They're from Filtra.
They are part of the Filtra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now.
So let's see when they appear out of the tunnel here. So we have the 50k solo race, and then we have the 50-50 runners. Those who already competed yesterday in the 50 miles, the 86 kilometer race. Lodewijk, Vrims and Angie Jan were the winners, and they have to defend their leading position today in the 50k. In the case of Angie Jan, that means she has to compete again with Xie Wenfei and with Ki Chun Wong. In the case of Lodewijk, Vrims, that's Salomon Wedstein and Christian Jurgensen in the first place, and who knows, also Oleksiy Melnik and Arni Macaneras. But Macaneras is over 50 minutes down on Lodewijk Vrims, so it's going to be very hard for him to still catch up on a 50k race. But let's see, a lot can happen, and a lot has happened in the Nine Dragons over the years. On this second day, 2019, Kazufumi Ose from Japan still won the Nine Dragons overall by outpacing the Frenchman Julien Chaurier, who had won the 50 miles race the day before. But Kazufumi Ose was the faster man on the second day and took the overall win. We're now 45 minutes into the race. We should expect the runners, the fastest runners, to appear anytime soon. The checkpoints of the Nine Dragons are basically all accessible on the road. That's why you see mostly concrete in our videos. Waiting for the runners.
Excited for the first one.
Yeah. Also a Stingray fan?
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, we saw him in the train.
Yeah.
We did it together.
What do you think about all the Filipinos coming to Hong Kong for this race?
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I mean yesterday we actually talked to a group of runners that only go to Hong Kong just for the race. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. Waiting for the runners. Stingray, Godwin, Mirar. Who will be first?
You think so?
3 weeks ago in Cebu, Godwin was first at the first checkpoint.
Were you in the Philippines last time?
Yeah. I was in Cebu. We were in Cebu with Asia Trail Master. So.
I haven't been in Cebu.
You're from where in the Philippines originally?
I'm in the southern part, which is like 2 to 3 hours from Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mindanao?
No, southern.
Okay.
Like Batangas area.
Okay. A lot of Filipinos are watching this live stream, that's why.
Oh my god, yes. Hi everyone.
All right, and trail running is very often a waiting game, if you're not running, that is. So you just have to be subway, exactly, is subway station here next to this. So runners also have to be careful when they come here. So Steve Carr, race director. They should be coming any time. We are now 47 minutes into the race. Longer already. Let's go and have a word with Steve Carr. No runners in sight yet, Steve?
Sorry?
No runners in sight?
Not at the moment, but we're expecting them in with the next couple minutes, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be quite a fast run to this checkpoint.
Yep.
It's quite flat,
Yep.
quite speedy. Suit people who are good road runners.
Yep, absolutely.
And
How
the
was-
next section is a lot hillier.
What's your first evaluation of the first day yesterday?
It was incredible, to be honest. Sorry, I need to take
Sure,
this.
all right. Yeah, 50 miles race yesterday. A very tough edition, of course. I mean, we always tend to focus a bit on the first runners in the race, but behind the first runner there's a lot of other runners who are competing to mostly with the cutoff times. People also chasing Grandmaster points. And in a 2-day stage race like the Nine Dragons, the earlier you finish on Saturday, the more rest you have, and that's of course very important. So in that sense it's a little bit unfair. You have the fast runners, they had more or less the whole day to recover, but the slower runners flirting with the cutoff time, they don't have that much time to recover. And as I said at the beginning of this live stream, so we don't know exactly when they will appear. We only know that they will appear. So we are 10 minutes into this live stream and we have not seen anybody yet. But it only means that they will be coming very soon. So for those of you not so familiar with Hong Kong, we are in the new territories. Today we are more or less in towards the east of the new territories as well. And next month we will be in Lantau for the Lantau 70, and that's another island. That's the island where the airport is located in Hong Kong. So it's 2 different islands. And this is the new territories where most of the races take place. Most of the trails are. Yesterday we went from west to east, and today we go from east more towards the southwest. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At the moment we're quite north in Hong Kong and Hanley. So the idea of the race was always to cover the points of the compass, I guess. But today it's going to be an interesting day.
Yeah. Could you perhaps tell us a few quick words about Casey Chan, because he's not so well known in the ATM series?
Yeah, so Casey's a very good road runner. He doesn't often run on trail. When he does, he has, I would say, mixed results. But there's a lot of potential there. So today it's going to be interesting to see how he fares against the likes of Stingray and so on. So it'll be interesting to see him. It'll be interesting to see Risky from Indonesia as well. Obviously in Hong Kong, I think the first time.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how he fares, especially on the famous steps.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. It's a hard race to call who could potentially win.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll know better later.
Yesterday, Angie Yen won the female race
Yeah.
in the 50-50, and in second place was Ki. No, Xie Wenfei was third.
Yeah, third. Yeah.
I was going to ask if you heard anything, because Ki Chun Wong, she was a bit injured. She
She's
crossed the
there at the
finish line.
start.
She was there,
Yeah.
because we didn't see
Full
her.
of smiles. Really happy with her this morning. I think that the ladies' race is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Angie's obviously quite well known in Hong Kong, super strong runner. But behind her are some of the very, very good ladies. And so it's going to be, I think it was only like 18 minutes or 15 minutes, I can't remember
Yeah,
how much
correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting, whether Angie can hold on to that lead and maybe even push it harder, because, home turf.
Yeah.
She knows the course, she's been out wrecking here. So, I think it's going to be an interesting day for the ladies.
Yeah. Lodewijk Vrims was the big winner on the men's 50-50.
Yeah. I think it's not a surprise, because we know he's very talented. I think when you've got the people behind him as well, we knew there was going to be, I think we talked about maybe 8 different runners who could potentially be in the lead on the first day. But historically, people who win on the first day don't necessarily win the race.
Yep, exactly.
So 20-minute cushion is quite a big cushion, I think. But Christian's super talented, Solomon's super talented. There's a list of guys there that will be potentially pushing him to break, I guess.
Yeah.
So he's going to. I think the men's race is going to be about Ludwig keeping his head.
Yeah.
And running his own race rather than getting caught up.
Yeah. Other than Christian Jurgensen, there's Salomon Wedstein, also a Hong Kong regular, and also a Nine Dragons regular.
Yeah.
I think he was 4th in 2019.
Yeah, he was 4th in 2019.
Yeah. How do you fancy his chances for today?
I think he's coming to try and win it. He's not. I know Solomon personally. I don't think he's the kind of guy who settles for anything but less. So I know that today he's going to have to be. I would imagine he's going to try and push himself to be running with those fast 50k runners rather than holding back and waiting. Obviously, this course is back heavy. It suits people who are good on stairs towards the end. So who knows? I mean, it's such a hard race to call at the moment.
Would you say that there's more stairs today than yesterday?
Yeah.
So today,
Yeah. I mean, yesterday's race is kind of it's tough because there's lots of, unfortunately, because of damage to trails in Hong Kong, there's lots of road sections, but there's also a lot of very technical, difficult trail. Whereas today is more compact, I guess. After 300 meters, you do a 500 meter hill climb, Clyde Hill, and Tai To Yan, which is technical. So there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of climbing. So it'll be very, I'm sure you remember, Chris, when Kazafumi and Julian Choyo were here. It was, Julian was leading by 6 minutes. Kazafumi won by 7. So it's going to be, and that was all done in the second half of the last third of the race. So it's going to be, it's going to be fun. It'll be fun for us to watch. It won't be fun for them. It'll be hurting.
Next year will be the 5th edition of the
Yes.
Nine Dragons, so
Yeah.
that's a bit of an anniversary in
Yeah.
a way. So do you already have any specific plans or not yet?
A gentleman never reveals his secrets.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, we've been talking about it a lot. Obviously, even before this race is done, you're always talking about what you could do better for next year or how you change it. So there are a few things that we've got in mind, just to kind of. The race will always be hard. You know, the route is always we're always gonna pick a difficult route. We want to challenge people, but we're gonna make some other changes to make it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah. There's somebody coming. Yeah. We have a first runner here. Steve, quickly. Who? Anthony.
Nice work, man. Straight through the subway. Well done, man. Thank you.
Right, that's our first runners today from the 50 kilometer. Not entirely certain. Okay, there's, I think Stingray is coming next, I hear. We're waiting for him here. Yeah, John Reonifa and Rizky Kurniawan from Indonesia, following John Reonifa just like in Sixorogo. In that race, Stingray proved to be too fast for Rizky. Here is also the checkpoint.
Yay! Just a minute. Baba!
And now they go up the climb there. This is actually the beginning of the toughest part of the race. So they're about a minute, maybe less than a minute, down on the first runner. Not entirely certain who it is. I heard Steve name him Anthony. Could it be Casey Chan? Not entirely certain. Never seen him before. But the gap is small. Stingray and Rizky Kurniawan. And then we're waiting, I guess, now for Godwin Mirror. So one observation already is that Godwin has not been able to follow John Reonifa, contrary to 3 weeks ago in Danao City. Danao City, of course, was only a 30k race, and John Ray had just run the Hong Kong 100. Steve is checking his phone. That means there's no runner inside. Of course, we'll also be awaiting the first runners on the 50-50 category. Quick one, Steve. The first runner, was that Casey?
That was Anthony Lee, who's flown in from the US. He was second at Hurt 100 a couple of weeks ago, sponsored by Topo, I believe. So he came in, I think, about a week ago. So he's been on the course. I'll be interested to see how he fares on the steps later. Obviously, I don't know who it was Stingray and
Risky. It was Risky.
So I think Risky seems to be sticking to Stingray, quite like glue. So again, Risky, this section suits him. The next section is a lot more technical, so I'll be keen to see what happens now.
Yeah, as I was saying,
there's a race there.
There's a race on there. And as I just mentioned in this broadcast, so one observation is that Godwin Mirror has not been able to follow John Ray today.
Right.
So it's one observation already. So it looks to be a three-horse race.
Three-horse race.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, there's still what we're at. There's still 43k to go. So I'll be interested to see what happens, especially through that back third when we hit the hilliest parts, the steps.
Yeah.
And even the last 6k has got the most technical descent.
Yeah.
So it suits. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. So let's wait for a few more runners. I'm surprised to see this kind of gap already at this stage. Considering the intensity of the field, competitiveness of the field. It's already quite a big gap, I would say, between the first 3 runners and the rest. So is the podium already gone? Long way to go, clearly, but all these 3 runners, as you just heard Steve explain, also the runner in first place, Anthony Lee, flew in from the United States, so he didn't come here just to finish, I would reckon. Yeah, and still nobody inside, so that's we're moving towards a 5-minute gap already after a little bit more than 10 kilometers. But good to see Rizky Kurniawan following John Ray Onifa. As I was saying, at the ATM final last December, Rizky was actually pushing John Ray in the very early part of the race, but then blew up big time and did not even make it to halfway of that race, after also Alessandro Sherpa overtook him. We had that on video. And for Rizky, it's a little bit of a chance to rehabilitate himself in the international context. He's been outstanding and winning everything in Indonesia over the past year. You have the next runner coming now. That's Alexei, I believe. As the first of the 50-50 runners, he was 4th. And there's Christian Jurgensen also. So the number 4 and number 2 of the 50-50 yesterday leading the race 50k today. Christian coming. So that means that the Lodewijk Vriemse is not yet safe. I think Alexei has about a half an hour to catch up though. It's quite a lot. And here's Christian.
Nice job, Christian. Thank you, thank you. Oh, big fight, big fight.
Still a long way to go.
Yes.
But you started out well.
Just have to try, you know.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Let's go, mate.
Alright, so Christian Jurgensen decided to give it a try. Wonderful. Wonderful fighting spirit. He has 20 minutes to catch Lodewijk Vriemse, the winner of yesterday. 20 minutes is a lot, but a lot can happen in a trail race, as we all know. And Christian started out fast. Remember that in Vietnam Mountain Marathon 50k last year, September, Christian was really pushing John Ray Onifa also to the brink. So it's not like Christian can only do the long ultras. He has pace. And so has Oleksiy Milnik, the Ukrainian, living here in Hong Kong. Hong Kong regular also in the races over here. First time we're seeing him in ATM. Yesterday he was fighting hard. He's a relatively big guy. While I see Solomon Wedstein now coming. So he's the other protagonist of the 50-50. The other two runners.
Give me a headlight.
Headlight.
Kita nyo?
Casey Chan, just mentioned him. And here's Solomon Wedstein. He was in 3rd place yesterday.
Which one is yours?
Yeah.
And there we have Arni Macaneras. So of the top 5, the men's top 5 of yesterday's 50 miles race, everybody is here except the winner, Lodewijk Vriemse. Can of course also be a tactical move. Or is Lodewijk not feeling great this morning?
Oh.
Is Arnie going well? For Arnie it's going to be difficult, as I mentioned before, to still get a podium in the 50-50 overall. He was 5th yesterday, but I think he has to catch up about 20 minutes to still get 3rd place. Again, not impossible, but Salomon Wettstein and also Oleksiy Melnik have clearly also started today's race very well. We have the next runner, and the one we are really missing is Godwin Mirror so far. Did anything happen to Godwin? Based on his recent races, we would expect Godwin to have already passed by here. Of course, we hope he did not go off course, which is also always a possibility in trail races, especially for the faster runners. Trail marking is so important. They are always fine and the Nine Dragons, but people do get off course. And okay, Steve is giving me the nod that we need to move on to the next checkpoint, because of course we want to be there in time. And there is Lodewijk Vriemse, so the winner of the 50-50 is right here, so that's still not too far behind. Quickly catch him before we close the broadcast and we head to checkpoint 2.
Nice work, buddy. Alex and Leslie together. So Christian.
Yep. And as Lodewijk is leaving the checkpoint, we're also leaving. We're going to checkpoint 2, so we're closing the broadcast